I looked at some pitchers who are widely available in shallow mixed leagues. So we mentioned Chase Silseth. Seth Lugo is rostered in about half of Yahoo leagues right now. Same for Jack Flaherty, Dean Kramer, Tarek Skubal, Steven Matz, all these guys. It's like, would you dump Keller for any, all, some?
So for Silseth, I would, just across the board. I just think that upside he's flashed is really worth it. I think at this point I'd drop for Matz across the board too. I've always kind of been hesitant to buy in on Steven Matz. I think the fantasy baseball industry has loved him more than his results are worth.
Yeah.
But lately he's been legitimately very good. Seth Lugo also reshaped his breaking pitches. And so I'm really intrigued by that. I think I'm also kind of playing by matchups here, right? Like on the surface, yes, I would drop Mitch Keller for Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty gets Houston on Wednesday. So if you're not in a weekly moves league, if you're in a daily moves league, like, I don't know that I'm rushing to pick up Jack Flaherty to face Houston.
Yeah.
He gets San Diego after that. Like, those are not great starts.
Not easy. Yeah.
I would love to look and see, like, has Chris Sale been rostered yet in my league? Because he's coming off the IL, and I think his first start's against like the Tigers. So that's pretty interesting.
Another minor league rehab start.
Yeah, exactly. You've got somebody like Tanner Houck, who is also going to come off the IL and is joining the Red Sox rotation. I think I wrote today in Mixing It Up about Mike Clevenger. I'm kind of intrigued by Mike Clevenger too. So there are guys, like, there's enough guys out there that I think I'm looking at who they're playing.
Yeah.
If I don't have a stud, and I'm just going to try to go week to week, find the guy until maybe somebody else breaks out. Like, we don't know how people are going to kind of turn those corners.
Right. Exactly. And look at who's playing out the string. Look at who's traded off pieces. So, like, don't look at season numbers on the whole. Maybe look at last 2 weeks, last 30 days to kind of find those teams to match up against.
Yeah. I will say, just again, a little self-promotion for the article that is coming out today. But in deep leagues, because he hasn't delivered yet. But the Braves signed Yanni Chirinos.
Yeah.
He has drastically changed his pitch mix, where he's throwing his splitter 41% of the time. Now his splitter is his best pitch. This week, if you're in a daily moves league, he gets the Pirates on Tuesday and the Mets on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, I know he hasn't delivered yet, but that's a pretty nice 2-start week if you're in a league where you can, make moves on Monday or Tuesday morning. So I think there are enough puzzle pieces like that you can play those out for a guy like Mitch Keller, or my guy, who's John Gray, who's also rostered. I looked this morning, in 83% of Yahoo leagues he was rostered in as of this morning. And listen, he left a game in early June with a blister issue. That was on June 12th. Since June 12th, he's made 8 starts. He has a 6.30 ERA with a 4.68 xFIP, so it's not like he's just been fully unlucky. Over that time, he also has a 5.15 Sierra, so not unlucky. His strikeout minus walk rate is just 7% because his strikeouts have basically gone down. And there's a lot of really smart people that have been studying his location metrics and are basically just suggesting that he's kind of, even if he's not walking a lot more people, he's just missing his spots. So something isn't right, and maybe it was just the blister, and maybe it has to do with grip. Maybe it's another injury. Who knows? But he's not the same pitcher. I think we need to acknowledge he's not the same pitcher. And, we've got 2 months now of poor results. And I think it's time, just like with Mitch Keller, to move on and try to, find a weekly streaming option if you can.
Yep. And, we've laid out some good alternatives here. So hopefully, at least a couple of them are available in your leagues.